Hey, my wonderful divine feminine Capricorn placements. Christina here, Ginger Mama, coming at you with your month of November extended Tarotscope. I apologize, I'm running a week late, but you know what? Things happen. But we're getting to it. We still have a lot of time left in the month. So, as I was channeling for you, let's dive into this. By the way, I want to point out divine masculine, divine feminine resides within all of us. It is the yin yang balance within each of us. If you are more emotional, if you are someone that maybe struggles with really finding your passionate career endeavors or with finances, you also are very anxiously attached, you're more likely the feminine energy. If you are someone that is hyper focused on money, hyper focused on imbalanced, like kind of sexual energy, or that's a huge deal to you, and you're avoidant, then you're more likely the masculine energy. The goal here is to balance within both, okay? That is the goal. None of these things are wrong, but if we're way too into the other and not the other, then we're always going to struggle, okay? We don't want that. So, just FYI, you might want to watch both the divine feminine and the divine masculine reading for your sign placement. You might also consider your sun, moon, and rising. And if you are in separation with someone, feel free to watch theirs as well to get a beat on where the energy is, okay? Because there's a lot of it. All right, let's dive in. When I was channeling for you, divine feminines, it was someone in a boat. I don't know if it was a lake or a pond or an ocean. I have no idea. But it felt relatively still. You were alone in the boat. And there was a rainbow. There was just a rainbow. And it was almost one of these things where it was like this personal awakening within you of like, it's all going to be okay. Or like, you were like unlocking this whole new thing within you, but like nobody else knew about it. And so you're kind of like, okay, is this real? Is this happening? But you know that it is, you know? So that stillness might be a bit of a thing, especially early in the month. So let's dive in here to the astrology. For starters, as I start to pull a few cards, I know I'm late on this, but I do want to point it out because I feel like, you know, just so you know what was occurring this month and you can kind of line it up for yourself. Maybe this happened for you. On the 5th, we had Venus and Scorpio opposite Uranus and Taurus, okay? So Scorpio energy always, we're in Scorpio season, loves to dive head first. They're like, take me there. I want to know what's up. I want to know how you feel. If you're someone that doesn't normally share feelings, like, which if you're a divine feminine, you typically do, right? But masculine energy in your life, like you're pushing them for that. And the universe is kind of like, get clear, like pull back if they're not sharing that, okay? Or else you're just going to be in conflict. Stop, okay? Stop pushing so much. And so Uranus is still retrograde, by the way, from August 23rd to January 22nd. So right now, finances are kind of difficult for a lot of people, especially if they're not being emotionally honest with themselves and with others around them. So pay attention to that energy, how we relate to money. What does a partnership look like for you? Many of you are either in marriages, right, or connections, or you're trying to call in a soulmate, divine union, twin flame kind of connection. So ask yourself, how would I want this to look financially, right? Are we sharing resources? Are we melded in any way with our work? Or is this totally separate? Like, what is the breakdown there? How would finances look? And really reframing what commitment is, okay? Like I know Capricorns are, when they're committed, they're really committed. And so asking yourself, can you think outside the box when it comes to that kind of energy? So the idea of, can we have love and passion and work? And also a lot of people with passion always think of, you know, sexual energy, but passion is work. It's creativity. It's like, I love to do the work I do. For me, that is my passion. Okay. That doesn't mean I don't have passion in other things, but it's asking yourself, are you passionate in the career you're in? And really getting clear about that. So the big news is tonight as I record this, it's the 7th. As my light kind of moves, it's like that moon energy, right? I think most of you know we have a full moon and a lunar eclipse going on in the sign of Taurus, okay? And so Capricorn Taurus is a fellow earth sign energy of yours, all right? So you're going to probably feel this too, especially if you have any Taurus placement within your astrology chart. We also have Mercury moving into Scorpio. And Mercury in Scorpio demands communication that is from that depth, that level of like, I'm not taking superficial communication or else I'm done. And so if someone is not giving you communication that's authentic and deep and genuine, you need to surrender that, let it go, and just clearly be like, this isn't working. I'm going to move on. and be done. Okay, be done. Move forward, okay? I feel like you're like, I don't know if I want to do it. Scratching your head. Yeah, I think you do, okay? I think you do, because if you don't, you're going to struggle, okay? Like, I'm not trying to be silly here, but like, at the same time I feel like there's this energy of like, oh, I want to give it one more try. It's like, okay, well, let that be the try then. Do the reach out if you feel called, but as long as you're not holding expectations, okay? If you're holding expectations, then you're going to be let down. And with the full moon, we're called to release and to look to the future. And understand sometimes the world reverse cycles in our lives complete not by somebody giving us closure or by someone being with us, but by us recognizing that they'll never give that to us. So we give it to ourselves by pulling away completely. Does that make sense? Like, we end the cycle, because not making a choice is a choice. If there's a masculine energy in your life not making a choice, or you're not making a choice, that in and of itself is a choice, okay? So you need to follow your intuition, because many of you think it's a soulmate, you think it's somebody, it's not. And I'm sorry to tell you that. Like, this is just the cards here. At least it's not ready for you right now. Even if it is a soulmate of some kind, it is not ready for you, and you need to follow your intuition to a T right now. Your intuition is spot on. Whatever you call it, karmic, soulmate, twin lover, whoever it is in your life, you are spot on about this connection. Do not doubt yourselves, Capricorn, okay? We do have, by the way, I want to point out that this lunar eclipse in Taurus, happening tomorrow on the 8th, is part of a 3-part series. So we had this first one on November 19th. Like, I love how my light gets all weird too. It's like, okay, I don't even know. We're just going to let it sit for a second and see what happens. Maybe you need to, it's like, change the lighting. Yeah, like, see what I mean? See how, like, take the action to, like, change something right now. I feel like many of you are not doing that. You're just like, I don't know, this isn't right. But you're not, like, take the action to change something. Finances or love, okay? But this is part of a 3-part series. On November 19th, 2020, we had the first one. So ask yourself, where was I? What was I doing? Most of us coming off the end of the pandemic lockdowns and things like that. We'd gone through a lot, even if we didn't want to acknowledge or recognize it. And ask yourself what you were doing then. Then last year it skipped. Now here we are. And it will culminate next year on October 28th, 2023. And so, this is like a really big deal, to look at your life like this. Okay, this is a 4-year window. Like, what has occurred? What have I learned? You know what I mean? Like, what do I want to accomplish by next year at this time? All right. This is all meant to make you stronger. I know you might feel uncomfortable in this energy, but this is all about releasing these fixed ideas that we hold. This also coincides with Election Day in the United States, and that'll be fascinating to see what occurs. Taurus energy is generally more conservative. We also have a Kazemi hitting with some energy there in Aquarius and Uranus, and it's like, this is revolutionary, like groundbreaking energy where like things are shaking up. Also happening within Scorpio season, which is literally the United States as a whole. Many people as a whole are going through their Pluto return, which Pluto is the sign of Scorpio. So like, there's a ton of like energy going on right now. So maybe take a minute, go inward, reflect, like, what do I really want? The 4 of Swords. I feel like right now the universe is like, you might be kind of like very focused on the outside energy, and they're like, go inward. Cut out what is not serving you and hold on to what is, okay? But the Fool here reversed, it's like you're blocking your own beginning. You know you have that rainbow energy. You know there's something more. But again, that stillness in the boat, I want you to focus on that, okay? It's just going to be me this month, going inward and focusing on, what do I want my rainbow to look like? What do I want my future to look like? Because you hold the ultimate control of that. You co-create with Source. But many people right now in the collective are going through a lot, and it's like, you've got to use your discernment. Who do I really want to engage with, okay? Because this energy on the 8th is like, kind of like an earthquake. It's like the universe is showing you real fast. They're not meant for you. They are this and that. The light is shifting constantly. And it's like, that's it, that's not it, etc., okay? So you need to take action. You can't just sit there and watch it. You've got to take action. Action is what's going to make you feel better. Action is what will get you out of depression. whatever that action is, okay? Your wishes are fulfilled though. Like many of you looking for more emotional fulfillment and whatnot, like try to cultivate this on your own. You know, do you want to go out to dinner by yourself? Like, do you want to start the new endeavor? Like, do you want to go on a little trip by yourself? Like, what do you need to do? But see, the Hermit comes out. I feel like most of you, it's this feeling of needing to go inward and really asking yourself, who's coming in for you? Like, I feel like Sophia or Lilith, like this energy of like tapping in with ancestors might be very significant for you, Capricorns, okay? So take action and also recognize, where are you failing to show gratitude? Like, are you grateful for the fact that you have a bed to sleep in, you know, or a house or whatever's occurring for you? I know not everyone has those things, but like, what is there to be grateful for? And saying thank you for that. You have to be coming from a place of gratitude if you want to call in more abundance, all right? And understand that eclipses, the energy of that, it both reveals and conceals. So you might be seeing the true colors of some people around you, but also of yourself. I feel like this is more you unveiling parts of yourself. Yeah, the Tower here. Like you walking through the dark nights of the soul. You saying, okay, I'm ready to address that part of me that I know is stubborn or angry or mean, or I know I hold back, or whatever it is you do, or I manipulate in a certain way. Like you're willing to address that and say, okay, that's who I am. And I don't want that. I choose love, right? I choose emotional fulfillment. I choose emotional honesty. I call in romance. But you've got to break down that old paradigm in order to get to this, okay? Because many of you, it's like you're trying to hold on to the past, but call in the future. And it's like, you've got to crumble something in order to get to the future, all right? So pay attention to that right now. The 22nd, we hit Sagittarius season, which is, I'm a Aries sun. But I have a stellium in Capricorn, everybody. So I love my Capricorns. But, you know, that fire sign energy of like, all right, I'm ready to go. What sparks my passion? Again, that passionate energy of like, what is it you really want in life and work, everything else? If you've done the full release work, the Tower moment around that full moon energy, it doesn't have to be on the 8th. Do it within that week window, okay? Write out maybe what you want to release, burn it on a piece of paper, whatever you need to do that work. And then focus on how you feel around the new moon on the 23rd. New moons are a great time to manifest, okay? To like get very clear about what we want in romance, in connection, in intimacy. Maybe tapping in with that. What does romance really look like? You know what I mean? Like as I kind of hold my hands, it's like, what is this gentle energy? Is that a thing? You know what I mean? A lot of people have not experienced that delicacy that can be love, or they think it does not exist. And that's not true. Okay, really sit with yourself and be like, what would this feel like? Because if you can't think about it and then feel it, then you'll never be able to experience it. Does that make sense? That's what we want to cultivate. I just like this gentle energy for you, Capricorns. This is beautiful. The 29th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, but it's opposite Mars in Gemini. And this is going to be like this action energy of like whether, excuse me, whether someone or you are speaking truth to yourself, right? You're going to be kicked in this energy of like, I got to take an action. I got to take an action. Or someone might be taking an action towards you. And I need you to be really mindful here, okay? Page of Wands reversed. Like, what is the intention here? Do I really want this in my future, okay? Because the thing is that fire in Sagittarius is mutable, so that's like good. It's not maybe too hot or too cold with fire energy, so to speak. But with Mars and Gemini, Mars is about aggression. Mars can be about sexual energy. Gemini energy, when it's wounded, can be hyper, kind of like Jekyll and Hyde, right? Like it can be really great or it can be really bad. But when it's healed, it can be very aligned with the duality of divine feminine, divine masculine, or the higher chakras, the lower chakras, the higher realms, this earth plane realm, right? That's more what we want. And I feel like this kind of communication could be kind of like, is this authentic or not? Are you being authentic or not? Whether it's in work or personal connections. But if it's an emperor communicating with you, ask yourself, is this really authentic? Are the words aligning with the actions? Or is this just all like smoke and mirrors kind of energy? Do you know what I'm saying? Especially that Gemini energy of air. And then that fire energy is it's just smoke and mirrors. And so we also have a sextile occurring with Saturn in Aquarius, and that's progress. So you might view any communication coming in, especially from a masculine, to be some form of progress. But really get clear. If it's not the progress you were hoping to see, then move forward. Okay, don't get stalled out. Because I mean, I feel like yes, you want to have patience with this, but at the same time, be mindful of someone asking you to wait. Okay, that's not okay. We're not just in waiting energy. Someone sees you as divine and angelic, well, they better be clear. Ask the question, are you in a different connection? Are you dating other people? Like, what are you really doing? People can tell you all day they're healing, but secretly they're just out partying and screwing and drinking. You know what I mean? Like, ask the questions, okay? All right, Divine Femme? We got this. All right, let's pull a Moon Oracle card for you real fast before we go. Nothing is yet set in stone. I love that. Mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. And so I feel like that energy, again, of being mutable. And by the way, the waves here in this imagery, like I said, it's like you're in that boat with the rainbow, but it's also like, what is the energy, you know? Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So again, like, if it's not working in this exact moment, try to look at the bigger picture, release, and go back inward and focus on what you need to do, okay? I love all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I am on TikTok as Ginger Mama with 3 A's. I was locked out of that account due to a cell phone number change a couple of weeks ago. So for now, I'm on TikTok as KGUTKNEC. I will be changing that name to Ginger Mama LLC soon. And you can find me there. I also have a website, gingermama.com, where you can book personal readings with me. I'm also happy to help you tap in with any ancestors. I'm also on Instagram as Ginger Mama. So I love all of you. I will see you.